Thunderbirds are go. Hello and welcome to This Week in Japan. I'm the Gaijin John.
I'm the Geek Tom.
Together we are Geeks and Gaijins, and we bring you everything that has happened in Japan this 1 week to you. Because, why not?
Someone's got to do it, of course, so it has to be us.
It's like a squished down newspaper article, read by two British men.
Japan Tourism Newsletter or something like that.
We are not sponsored by my man Suga yet. We are not endorsed by the actual Japanese Prime Minister.
Hit us up anytime, my man, Suga.
We got this. We even set up, my man Suga merch. Do you know what the kids want, Thomas? They want 70-year-old Japanese Prime Minister merch.
Hey, they're just making him relatable, get him a broader audience, because that's what the Japanese politicians need, is access to a wider voting base.
What have we got this week, Thomas?
This week is a tourism special for you ladies and gentlemen out there who are interested in coming back to Japan. No, you can't do it yet. Stay. Slow down there, son. You're not allowed back in just yet. Because, deadly virus. If you are planning on heading to Japan sometime soon, for some reason, you decide you're just incredibly optimistic, I guess. In which case, good on you. I respect that. We have some exciting news for you. Theme park news articles for you, and some stuff about trains to help you get between the theme parks. Isn't that exciting?
I like trains.
He really does, ladies and gentlemen. He was very excited about this whole topic. I didn't even say anything. I was just like, hey, here's some Godzilla information. And he was like, cool. Let me talk about trains, though. Because this is our 52nd podcast episode, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a year since we've started the Geeks and Gaijins podcast. Wow. Somehow we've managed to actually stick landing exactly. It's almost exactly 52 weeks, which is weird, because we definitely butchered one episode and didn't release it, and then we skipped Christmas. But I think we released 2 episodes in 1 week.
Along with trains and other stuff, we also have How to Be a Vegetarian in Japan. Basically, with difficulty. And that will also include this week's Stack Break. But I think we should get started, Thomas. First of all, I should talk about the fact that Japan has now been opened to international travel. Well, business international travel, with a huge amount of precautions. But they are looking into essentially trying to get tourists back to Japan by about April next year, or at least setting in a first wave of people, because obviously they want people to come here to the Olympics. So the main thing that they're looking at is either, these are all up in the air, and these are generally rumours, that either limiting the areas in Japan that people can go to.
Sounds easy enough. No.
If that happens, I'm expected to be stopped in the street, but it's what are you doing here? It's I live here.
I couldn't leave if I tried.
This is my apartment. How did you get in my kitchen?
They just throw you in the back of a van. You wake up in Tokyo someday. No idea how you got there. Oh, well.
I'm going to be late for work. But yes, so the big idea currently is that they might have an app, which we all know how well those goes. But the idea is that you don't have to self-quarantine as long as you present a negative test, and then every morning you update the app with how you're feeling and all your stuff.
Oh yes, that's definitely what everyone's going to do in the morning. I can see no room for human error in this equation. But I appreciate their attempts.
I would like that to actually go through, because it's one of the only ways that I get to see my parents, ever. Speaking of that, there are now some places we can go in Japan. One that I really want to go to, because it's actually not that far away from me. It is the city of Kobe. Woo! And not Kobe. Rest in peace.
It's a giant life-size Godzilla head coming out of the ground in a park on an island off the side of a city. And the best part is, you can zipline into his mouth.
This is Nijigen no Mori Anime Park. So it's a park just full of random stuff. So this also includes... This is a replica of Mount Rushmore. However, instead of your US presidents and white guilt, it's covered in Naruto x Boruto.
I have not seen much of Naruto, but the fact that they just have a canonical Mount Rushmore for the... it's just ridiculous. I love it. They actually have that thing in there? That's wild.
I've discovered something because the article was really not clear.
Well, yes, but actually, no.
This is because Awaji Island is not like a small island just off Kobe. It is the big island between Honshu and Shikoku. The whole island is not an amusement park. It is an island with multiple cities.
At that point, I feel like that. Yeah, that's a very broad area to say a theme park is here. Like, cool. Hey guys, there's this new theme park that's coming out. Oh, where is it? You know, Iceland. Just somewhere in Iceland. Cool. I know exactly where it is then.
The thing is, it is physically closest to Kobe, going across a bridge, so that is valid.
Like,
there's an entire town surrounding this as well. And also, like, a historic area and Iwaya Castle. This is an article written by the BBC, guys.
That might tell you something about how much they know about the local area.
The spokesperson for the group that runs the park says that, as far as we know, this is the only life-size Godzilla statue ever built. And they are technically, yes, there is, like, part of one in Tokyo, which, like, just looks over the top of a building, and so it looks like the building's being attacked by Godzilla, but it's
Neat.
not. Something I did learn today, which I feel like I should have known beforehand, is Gojira is a Japanese portmanteau for gorilla and Kujira. Kujira being whale.
I know, right? I read that and I was like, he's what now? I had no idea. I'd vaguely heard the term Gojira before, obviously, because I'd watched a Godzilla movie at some point. But no, I did not appreciate that was just gorilla and whale. Two animals I did not directly associate with Godzilla, unless he was directly fighting them.
So this is just a big Godzilla head that you can just zip line through, and it looks amazing.
The ultimate throwdown of 2020 is going to be giant Godzilla statue versus giant moving mech. I think. Would you like to be crushed by the mech's knee or swallowed? That's a great way to get food, by the way. Just sacrifice a couple people to Godzilla every year just to appease him via zipline. Do it straight in. He's happy. No more excessive nuclear destruction for Japan that year. I think they finally cracked it.
So it's a whole anime park, as we've said. Basically, you can just hang out with basically your favourite Naruto characters. Zip lines and water fights. I legitimately so want to go, but it's still probably not a good idea in an international pandemic, John.
Whoever thought that ziplining directly into Godzilla's mouth would be the least dangerous thing that you'd be doing going to that park?
They even have a Naruto ramen restaurant based on Naruto's favourite ramen restaurant.
Aww. No, John, I see that look in your eyes. Back down, boy. Down. Stop. Put those tickets down.
Well, speaking of tickets, let's go on a train. Whee!
Trains indeed. And what is it about trains this week, John? How have they dominated the news?
Well, not really much, but I wanted to tell people about the joy of the JR Rail Pass. Whee!
Not sponsored, by the way. Yet.
No. Please give us money, please.
He's a teacher, folks. They don't pay him very well.
I want to go to the Godzilla park. This is something that has existed for a long time, but I wanted to make, like, people at home aware before I go on to something that is only for foreigners living in Japan, like me. First of all, the JR Rail Pass is something that only tourists are allowed to buy. You get it for a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. And it means you can go on any Shinkansen, any approved piece of public transport. but mostly it's the Shinkansen. You can literally go on as many Shinkansens as you want, from Kagoshima and Fukuoka in Kyushu all the way up to Aomori and Akita in the north.
Remind me what a Shinkansen is?
Bullet train!
Bullet train! That's a big deal, absolutely.
Yeah, because they're expensive. You can't take all the Shinkansen trains. Don't be too excited. So you can take some of them.
Wait, only some? That doesn't sound right to me. Why can't I take all of them? All of the bullet trains, all the time. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Japanese policy to just go, no, that's enough for the foreigners. They've already got far too much. We'll just cut them off there.
The main issue has only been for foreigners from abroad. So, for example, if you're not here on a tourist visa, you can't buy the JR Rail Pass, which is really annoying.
Unfortunate.
However, JR East... I know, there was a however.
There was a however.
They've released their first ever rail pass for international residents in Japan. So people like me.
Fantastic. And I'm sure you're planning on making excellent use out of this right this second, aren't you, John? You're definitely going to be riding those trains all over the country.
I really wish I could, but it's... The thing is, this is for JR East, so Eastern Japan. It's everything from Tokyo up. You can pay for like a 3-day, 4-day pass. This is for people in Japan. So they're only valid for 3 consecutive days. But it would just be amazing. I'm so excited. This is only valid from October 16th, 2020 to February 28th, 2021. So literally 4 months in which most foreigners are still being encouraged to stay in your prefecture.
Absolutely ridiculous. That's that's cruel and unusual, and I won't stand for it.
I'm being responsible and staying in my little prefecture. Because, I mean, it's like, what did the foreigner do? The foreigner left and got coronavirus and spread it to all of us. Guess I'm going to go die of embarrassment and then coronavirus. If you're a more responsible traveller and say you already live in Eastern Japan, because that would make much more sense rather than I would have to travel to Eastern Japan to then do this, then I definitely recommend. This is the JR East Welcome Rail Pass, which is weird that it's like welcome, because it's you live here already to be buying this. But it costs about 12,000 yen, which is the equivalent of about just over $100, just less than £100. And I love it and I want it. But now, all this talking about trains makes me hungry. First of all, this is going to have a little bit of an intro section, because vegetarians in Japan. But the main issue with being a vegetarian in Japan, the first one being something called dashi.
Dashi?
Dashi.
What's ashi? Dashi.
Dashi is soup stock that is usually used for basically everything. Like, if you've got ramen, vegetarian ramen, that might be made with dashi. And the thing is, dashi is usually seafood-based. Katsuboshi or bonito-based.
Oh, no.
Yes, so no matter what, like, vegetarian dish you're looking at, like, it's all full of vegetables and noodles, and you're like, great, the soup might be secret fish. Secret killer fish.
Secret fish. They're in our soups. My God.
The only other issue is trying to explain to people what vegetarianism is. Because it's really not common in Japan. It's mostly thought because of when students are in elementary school, they are forced to eat school lunches. And the school lunches, there's no variety in it, really. So they are forced to eat fish and all these things. And so it's kind of like, well, I kind of just have to eat this stuff. So being vegetarian in Japan is really not very common. And so if you're in like the main areas of like Tokyo, the main tourist areas, you'll be fine. Because literally the Japanese word for vegetarian is vegetarian. How easy.
Simple.
The Japanese word for vegan is vegan. They don't really have V's. It's confusing. Because it's not really a thing in Japan. Like, Japanese people might not consider things like dashi or what we call bonito flakes. They call katsuboshi, the little like dried fish flakes that they sprinkle on like everything. They might not consider that. They don't think of it as fish, or they don't think of it as containing meat in their head, because it's just something they eat every day. Be careful, but so if you're going like into like different areas, most places do have a vegetarian option, so don't worry too much. And convenience stores are usually fine for finding something, especially finding something to drink, because soy milk is exceedingly popular here. Did you know, Thomas, that, well, according to random internet sources, up to 70% of Japan is lactose intolerant?
Somehow, that did not come up in my school curriculum. However do they manage without the good God that is dairy?
No, they're just forced to drink it anyway.
Oh, well,
Like,
as much as I like dairy, maybe they shouldn't do that.
these are stories I hear from other assistant teachers outside the prefecture. One of them recalled a situation in which an elementary school student, so this may be 6, 7 years old, while eating the school lunch, went like to teacher like,
Oh.
I don't like the milk, it makes my stomach hurt. To which the teacher replied, it makes all our stomachs hurt, just drink it.
What? No. What? That's not okay.
It's the obsession on drinking milk that comes from the US school system. Carton of milk with your lunch.
Got internal stomach cramps?
The thing with soy milk is delicious. And yes, I am the leftist soy boy you have been hearing so much about. And now to display my soy wares, I will bring you not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4, count 'em 4, different varieties of soy milk.
Excuse me? You mean like different brands of soy milk, obviously, right?
No.
What? Okay.
Joy of soy. I so want to call this episode just the joy of soy. When I say varieties, I should mean flavours. Because these are all one variety.
Are they not just soy flavour?
Oh no. So, specifically we have, first of all, we have pudding flavour.
Nice.
So like the little like cream pudding. Then we have mango flavour.
That's a good flavour. Mango tastes pretty good. I never expected it to be milk, but alright.
Banana flavour.
I mean, banana milk is just... If you're going to flavour milk, you might as well flavour it banana. No surprises there.
And then vanilla ice cream flavoured soy milk.
Sure. Let's go with that as well. Yeah, let's do that. That can't go wrong. That must be great.
These are all by a very specific brand called... Yeah, these are all by Kikkoman branded soy milk. And they do loads of flavours, not just these 4. And no, I'm not going to drink the entire contents of all of them right now on the podcast. Because that would be insane.
Just going to take shots then, aren't you then? Just knock them back.
What should we start with, Thomas? Let's do banana, because that is
Let's
a very
start with
standard.
the simple ones, yes. Let's start with the ones that are less likely to have quite some... Actually, banana could go either way on that one.
Yeah, but banana milk is a popular thing.
It can't be too outrageous, surely.
Obviously, you can find the pictures on the Gaijin John Instagram, or you could just search Kikkoman soy milk. They're like little like juice cartons, but of soy milk. And they have a little telescopic straw as well.
Ooh, telescopic, you say?
Indeed.
Fancy.
So this is banana soy milk. Itadakimasu. That just tastes like a banana milkshake.
They did really well on that one, though, didn't they? If they've just made it taste like regular banana milk, can't go wrong with that.
I mean, there's a lot of sugar in this, but...
Oh boy, I can imagine. Have you checked if they're all equally sugary, or is it that one in particular? I imagine the pudding one and the ice cream one are also going to be pretty bad.
Okay, so the one that's most calories is the ice cream one.
No surprises
And
there.
the most sugary one is actually the mango one, weirdly.
Betray me once again, Mango.
But yeah, banana one. Tastes of banana. So now let's go for the mango one. Apparently the sweetest of them all. My day is just going to be drinking soy milk. That's my entire day.
Getting your daily dose of estrogen down you.
Got to. How else will I be the ultimate soy boy? For those who don't know, soy is for some reason used as an insult from right-wing people. I don't understand.
Based on pseudoscience, I don't think it even warrants explaining. It's utter nonsense.
This is legitimately strange. This mango-flavoured soy milk just tastes like mango juice.
Okay.
Like, if you gave this to me and told me this was mango juice, I would believe you.
Is it thinner than the banana milk in some way? Does it taste more like... Is it, like, lighter? Or...
No, because mango juice is quite thick anyway.
Ah.
Because it's soy milk, it's still not that, thick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not like proper milk. That's legitimately great. And I can see why there's so much sugar in it, because it's just mango in it.
Oh, that does sound fantastic.
Okay, now let's try the pudding one. Let's go from mango to pudding.
Somehow this will be a downgrade on the sugar. Will it be any less sweet, though? Who knows?
It'll be like artificial flavourings for this one.
Well, yeah. No, they just really, they milked the heck out of that pudding just to really get all the juice out of it. Oh.
This one tastes the most like soy milk.
Uh-huh.
But then it has the proper aftertaste of like a creme caramel pudding. This is literally amazing. Like, the actual taste, it doesn't taste so much. It tastes slightly sweet, but then you get the full aftertaste of like having eaten creme caramel. But it's a carton of soy milk. I feel like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where she eats the gum that's like the 4-course meal.
Oh!
I feel like it's that, but for soy milk.
My head went to the wallpaper that just tastes like fruit.
That's from the Bad movie there.
Oh, John's putting his flag in the sand.
I mean, they're both bad movies. But I'm British, and therefore, like, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Gene Wilder is a treasure, but the movie is extremely weird. Because, like, more weird than Roald Dahl usually is. Let's just say that. Because it's...
Oh boy, he's weird.
It's taking something, like, exclusively very British and then just Americanizing the hell out of it. And it's kind of terrifying. At least with the modern one, they try to do something with it. And it's like, they're not so successful, but it still feels more true to the actual book, which is weird as hell, because it's Roald Dahl. Speaking of that, we have vanilla ice cream flavoured soy milk. It's not just vanilla, it's vanilla ice cream flavoured.
I feel like this is the moral low ground of the whole adventure is vanilla ice cream flavoured soy milk. I think that's a step beyond.
It tastes like vanilla ice cream. What can I do?
4 for 4.
It tastes like melted vanilla ice cream.
God damn.
In a carton. This is insane. Japan, tell me your secrets.
This was the true culinary delicacy all along, is that they're just very good at soy milk over there, which would make sense if they were really all 70% lactose intolerant. You'd want to be good at soy milk.
But still, this is ridiculous. No, so, if you want to try the world's best flavoured soy milk, I'm full. Sponsor us. Today is just us begging for sponsors.
Gotta respect the hustle.
Kikumon branded soy milk. I use it all the time, and their normal stuff's delicious. But so is their little flavoured cartons. I give that a soy boy out of 10.
The soy infiltration of Japan has begun.
there's something very non-Japanese about soybeans.
It's just a hilarious mesh of cognitive dissonance, isn't it?
That's the point when you get the right-wingers who, like, obsess over Japan, but then you just feed them, like, edamame beans. They're like, oh, these are delicious. What are they? Soy!
No! I'm melting! I'm going to find a way to put that in a box and never think about it again. I'm gonna compartmentalise the shit out of that.
What? Compartmentalising and out-of-context political talk in our Japan podcast? Who'd have thought? Well, it's a year on and we start as we mean to go on, but now the ultimate soy boy himself, Mario!
It's been a year, and we have not improved in the slightest, but now we have sound effects.
Yay!
So that's all you could really ask for. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Talking about theme parks, this is the big mama. This is USJ, which stands for Universal Studios Japan, which is in Osaka, and it's one of the big places in Japan to go for theme park rides. It is the theme park in Japan. I'd compare it to the UK to Alton Towers. It is the place that you go. This is in a country that has a Disneyland, and still somehow the most popular thing is USJ. And so opening spring 2021 in USJ is Super Nintendo World. This was originally meant to open for the Tokyo Olympics. It obviously didn't. But this is a totally, not just Mario, but just like mostly Mario, but also
Mostly
just
Mario.
Nintendo-themed area of the park.
You're not going to see an Earthbound section of the park, that's for sure.
Woo! I love Kid Icarus. Where's my section?
You'll have your Mario and you'll like it.
But I seriously want to go as well, but also, well, hopefully things have calmed down by spring, but who knows? Also still COVID. Probably not the best time to go to an amusement park, John.
Yeah, you want to run around a lot of snotty children for several hours on rides that definitely aren't going to get cleaned between uses because everyone's exhausted.
Apart from the rides, you just described my daily job, so I'm not sure how different
fair.
it'd be. This is just insane. The dedication to it. It will cost, like, stupid amounts of money, especially all the merch. But God, does the merch look insane.
I'd pay money for that merch. I don't buy much of anything, but I'd buy that stuff. That looks high quality. I hope it is. Otherwise I'm getting robbed.
So this includes Mario and Luigi themed pancake sandwiches, a super mushroom drink,
which is a slushie you take out of like an actual Mario mushroom. It's a cup with a straw sticking out the top of it. It's amazing.
Or like cream sodas, which on the straw have Luigi and Mario's mustaches on. So when you drink it, you look like you have a mustache.
Fantastic. Give whoever made this a raise immediately.
The park will even have smart wristbands, which you can use with a mobile app. And so you can try and collect coins around the park.
That is a mini game just to moving around. That's the most Nintendo move I've ever heard, quite frankly.
They do plan to open similar areas in Orlando, Hollywood, and their Singapore parks in the future, though. So maybe you won't have to wait too long. But still, this is Japan and this is Nintendo Land. And one of the main things they have is a Mario Kart ride. Yes, you can drive around dressed as a Mario character on a Mario Kart.
I mean, that's all they ever really needed to do. As long as I could throw like a rocket-propelled shell at someone as well, that was all I ever needed.
I feel like they might frown about you bringing your own bananas there.
I just dress up as Donkey Kong, smuggle them all into my suit.
However, this is not to be confused with Nintendo World, which is a really bad Wii U game. It was... Who remembers the Wii U, kids?
I was there, I think. Vaguely?
There might be those, like, Japan fans thinking that, wait a second, there's been some kind of Mario Kart thing in Japan, before now.
I mean, that just makes sense.
But that's been in Tokyo. And people not on like a track, but on the streets of Tokyo.
What? That doesn't sound safe.
It's not.
Wait, what was this?
For a long time in Tokyo, they have had in real life go-karting, where you can like drive around Tokyo dressed up as characters, like being given a tour around the city.
Ooh.
but in go-karts.
Oh, neat.
This was exceedingly dangerous.
Oh, well, yes. You're on major roads in a go-kart.
Yeah. And you do need a valid driver's license to do it that would be valid in Japan, so an international driver's permit or something. However, foreigners mixed with the streets of the world's busiest city, also driving on the left if you're an American.
Oh, not British.
Yeah, combined with being in a go-kart. Surprisingly, there were quite a few accidents.
Oh, no.
And also Nintendo was just like, you know what? I don't want this associated with us.
Too many lawsuits.
I think especially now that they're properly gearing up on Nintendo World, that they don't want, when people Google Mario Kart IRL, they don't want to find this instead.
That makes sense.
So sadly, the Tokyo operator of this, which is called Marikart, there are loads of different people who do it. There was originally named Marikart. They've changed their name now. They've been sued by Nintendo since 2017.
Not surprising.
And apparently they were forced to pay about 50 million yen in January this year. However, they've changed their name to Street Kart and saying, we're not affiliated with Nintendo. But they also had to get rid of the Nintendo-themed costumes. But now they've been focusing on animals and superheroes instead.
So close to avoiding more lawsuits.
You're like off-brand hell. Welcome to Marvel Kart. It's that off-brand karting game that was so popular in the early 2000s.
As long as I get to drive the spider buggy, I'm all good.
However, something happened called the coronavirus.
Oh, that thing. John, you're always going on about this thing. God's sake, find a new story. Come on, we're all about variety here.
The main issue that tourism to Japan fell by 99.99% in April.
I mean, that is what happens when you shut all the borders down. All of them.
This is the thing. I just want to know who that 0.01% was. It's like, how did you get here? Just like the most hardcore of weebs that like hang glided into Japan.
He just wanted to get ahead of the queue, some Super Mario Land thing. He's really excited.
I don't recommend these go-karts, but I maybe recommend like the ones on an actual course in an actual theme park.
In a smaller, more contained environment.
Compared to the streets of Tokyo, God, who thought this was a good idea.
Mario Kart 15 Tokyo Drift was a fantastic sequel. I don't know what you're talking about.
It must be the same person who came up with, like, those things in central London. Most people will know them. The big, like, pedal party barges.
Yeah, they're definitely the same person and not two different idiots on the same wavelength.
If there's anything I've learned about this world, is it definitely has a surplus of idiots. But now, speaking of a surplus of idiots, where can they find the rest of our content, Thomas?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, John. You can find us quite a few places these days, actually. We've spent a solid year building up our social media presence, as I have already bragged about. And you can now find us on Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, your Amazon.
Tune in.
That one. Probably a bunch of other different sites that we're not fully aware of. We also have Facebook and Twitter accounts if you'd like to follow us and see what's going on. John also has an Instagram for his food pics if you'd like to see firsthand what the snack break actually looks like.
I usually try and fail to get those all uploaded on time, but I try.
And last and absolutely least is our Twitch channel, where we play video games on occasion when we find the time. We are still ploughing through Danganronpa V3 and generally being very confused but mildly entertained as we do silly voices and, I don't know, make occasionally accurate guesses.
Yeah, it's like one of those professional voice actor streams, except it's us.
If you thought the quality of this very pre-recorded and highly edited podcast just wasn't quite rough and messy enough, boy, are you in for a treat with our 3 to 4 hour streams of utter nonsense.
Once I got paid £1 to do some acting, I'm a professional actor.
I mean, it doesn't matter that I'm the one that paid him. That's all.
You said the quiet part loud again, Thomas.
Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have said. Industry secrets, ladies and gentlemen. Do not look behind the curtain.
But thank you, everyone, for listening as well. Also, for people who've listened this long, there is some new Japanese history for Gaijins currently in the works. So keep quiet on that. Shh.
I know you're looking forward to that because it's our most popular export.
Low expectations. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you again for a fantastic year.